Alrighty. What a day. What a day, guys. Warm day. I'm watching the amusement park rides from my window. There's like an amusement park near where I'm staying. So that's cool. And, yeah. I mean, it's, it's an interesting time. We got some new trades up. I'm not going to give you all the details because we got people in the Discord, paying to see them and all that, but a lot of good swing trades and all that. Of course, CPI, I think it'll probably be low, but I don't know. What's up, Johnny M? Shout out to Johnny M. What's up, Agri Components Corporation? So we got the tank top. I was working out earlier today. I mean, not too hard. I've been kind of like lazy at the gym lately. Not not lazy in the sense that I haven't been going, just lazy in the sense of like amount of weight I'm doing, amount of effort, those type of things. But it's still like, not to toot my own horn, but I think compared to the average person, like, really impressive. But you should never want to like compare yourself to the average person because, you want to be, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what, but oh damn it, you guys saw my, no, you just saw my entry anyway. But anyway, this stuff you guys want to hear about. And by the way, guys, it's in the description. 20% of your fees for life on BloFin and BYDFI. I mean, I think it's going to be for life. I can't promise that, but it'll probably at least be until the end of this year. But yeah, I mean, everything looks like, I guess if we start with Bitcoin, like this would be the first kind of bearish sign that we're seeing on the 6 hour for a potential pullback. And we'll start with like more of the bearish case, I guess. There isn't that much of a bearish case. Your money flow still looks good. But I guess at least a short-term bearish case, this could bring you back down to 116. I mean, hell, maybe even down to 110. Who knows? I mean, you do have volatility. But I do think that based on the 20, based on a lot of these other time frames, you should be able to keep going. And, yeah. Low inflammation diet, yeah. What do you consider to be a low inflammation diet, Steve? I'm just curious. What do you, like low carbs, like whole foods? Like what's low inflammation diet to you? But anyway, let's see here. So, yeah, potentially trying to come up a little bit more or whatever. And, I guess, it probably will bounce here or something. You're on a Monday. I think you generally should be good. I mean, I would hope you kind of go sideways while ETH and everything, keeps going upward to 32, and then hopefully 4K. I don't know exactly, but hopefully 4K could be doable. I think that's a good point, Steve. Yeah, it really depends on the person. Yeah, some things could be inflammatory for ones and uninflammatory, anti-inflammatory for others. I think that's the word, anti-inflammatory. Yeah. Anyway, what's up, guys? Always appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. Always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. So yeah, Doge I think can jump up a lot of stuff. I was looking at, and I mean, just curious about the new thing. I always knew. Obviously, we always know about trading volume, but I've been looking more at like 24-hour volume, and I mean, Doge is always a big traded one. PayPay, too. I mean, usually the higher traded ones on Market Cipher are going to have better outcomes generally. How's the shoulder? It's getting a little bit better. It's still annoying, but it's definitely like making some progress. I guess it's plateauing a little bit. I mean, it's always just kind of stuck forward. This shoulder on the left here, it's just always kind of stuck forward. I was working with my friend who's a PT over in New York City when I was there, and he had some good like stuff for me. And I think it's just it's hard to kind of do this stuff you need to do sometimes. Like my body's like shaking. Sometimes I'm doing the right stuff for it. So yeah, but it's a work in progress. I mean, so yeah. Seed oil is processed for ingredients you can't pronounce. Yeah, It's like it's so obvious, Steve. Like you know, avoiding seed oils, processed food, processed shit. You know what I mean? But it's so much easier said than done. You know what I mean? It's so much harder because you can't really eat out. You know, you can't. It's harder than it harder than it sounds. You know. But yeah. Um, but yeah, I always appreciate you guys. Hey Vax, I mean, I think I think a lot of this stuff should keep going upward. ETH is still kind of looking strong against its Bitcoin pair. I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, total, I was looking at total a little bit. I mean, I think you're at least going to get up to hopefully 4 trillion, 4.4 trillion here. That's interesting too. I didn't realize, yeah, because total just made a new all-time high now. Yeah, that's why I was looking at this. Now I remember, yeah. Because this just made a new all-time high, essentially, right now. And I think that's pretty good for altcoins because let's look at the last time this made a new all-time high. Voila. November of... Oh, well, that was because of Bitcoin mainly. But you still had an altcoin season there. You know what I mean? Still kind of had an altcoin season there. And then if we go way the hell back, if we compare it to here, December 2020. So that's when kind of a lot of real stuff happened there. So, I mean, according to this, you got like 5 months, essentially. You know, if you're saying that was your peak, I mean, it really was after, but you got 5 months. And I would say 5 months would bring us October or November or December probably would be your peak. I mean, I guess it could be January too, but, you know, look, if Bitcoin's at 150K in October, get the hell out, please. I could be wrong. For all I know, it could go to 300, but, you know, it could become, yeah, I mean, who knows. But, the thing too I was looking at is if you look at, let's just look at one of the like longer, yeah, I mapped it out here a little bit. Yeah, look at this. 35 months about bear market bottom to high, 35 months here. 35 months, where would that bring you to? October. So essentially, probably October is your top, especially if the next, couple months stay good, Will the actual passage of genius activate Ether? I have no idea. Probably. Could be a good technique, Steve. Yeah. Pepe will be back all time highs. I don't know, man. I mean, it's still a widely traded coin. I mean, it's hard to say. I think the thing that pisses me off in this chart is you gotta freaking. Can it double from here? Probably. Can it go up to these points? I mean, maybe if it follows the other alts, yeah. So, to answer your question, yes. But will it? I have no idea. How would you trade this right now? I mean, you could try this. I was about to look at Farcoin is not one of the highest volume ones, but yeah, something like that. Pretty good risk-reward ratio. You could try that. It's a 3 right there, so that'd be your logical thing on that. 5-year and total 3. The 5-year? The 5-year? Is there enough, it's gotta be a... I'll do it for you, Johnny, but I mean, yeah, there's no... Yeah, that's not gonna be... That's not gonna be... Maybe the 5-month, yeah, I don't know, yeah. Total 3, too, rejected from... This is a good... Let's actually look at this. Here, yeah, that's what we wanted. So that's kind of when your alt season started here. See when it made a new all-time high? That, not quite. A lot of people thought, but not quite. Rejected. Now you're getting there. Maybe September and then into the end of the year. So, yeah. Because you still haven't made a new all-time high for total 3. The same thing probably could be mentioned for others as well. Yeah, there to that kind of area, February. So, I don't know. What was that? So it was others. Others versus Bitcoin. It's trying to fight back, but not as good as many would like it to, well, it is up. I mean, but it's just they've just bled so much. That's kind of the issue here. So yeah. But I do like your 3-week here. You're starting to make it less, scary and less depressing. You're starting to show a little bit of light here, which is good. So I do think that you should turn around. I mean, there's other theories here, but I think at this point, like, you want to be more on the side that says Bitcoin dominance is probably topped and that things are gonna, get better for alts. That's what you decide you kind of want to be on, and I think the charts would kind of support that at least. If we look at, I don't know, tether dominance, I mean, certain ones, yeah, this should. Blood down, that should come down farther and maybe hit your target down here. Now that's a wise, it's an ambitious target. I'll say that. Maybe not quite, but down to some of these areas into October, November. So October could be. That would be like the earliest I could really see us peaking out for Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, you're in the final stages of the bull run. I think you're in the final stages, but the final stages is where the most stuff happens, especially with alts. You know what I mean? At least in this run, at least what we're seeing here. So keep that in mind. I'm just curious, ETH ETF is now up to, so yeah, I mean, that 3,000 mark, that same mark. I mean, the obvious thing to say here is that if you can hold this spiral line, you should be on your way to 3,200. I think a lot more pain will be erased if you can get up to that 3,200. It could be slower, it's not gonna, it may not happen overnight, although everything's been happening overnight. The big moves tend to happen quick, but end of the month, I would hope, 3,200. You could even get up to 4,000. You could get up to 4,000, as I've talked about, but I don't know if that's where we, I don't know if we're there quite, I don't know if we're there quite yet, you know what I mean? But we should get there. And if you can get up to 4,000 by end of month, I think you're going to get a decent pullback, maybe back to 3,500. 3,500 is a decent area too. Get that pullback back to 35 and then it's end a year, or maybe even early. That's October right there. If you can get up to, if it can be a quick, that's a damn quick run up to, if you're looking at I was going to say October, that's a quick run up to like 7K or whatever. I don't know if you can get that high, but new all-time high by then should be, but that would be, that would be one of the biggest parabolic that would be like back here. Yeah, I don't know if that could happen. It would be more like that. Well, that's like too late, June. I don't know. That would be a big tease, though. If you can just get back to your old all-time high, you know what I mean, and then not really do anything, that would be kind of a depressor, a big tease. But I don't know. Which it could happen because, ETH has lagged, but I think we should get up to a new all-time high. Let's see, XRP. I made some money longing XRP. Congrats if you guys took that trade with me. Obviously, every trade could have its risks, but so we hit this target, kind of. Yeah, I think it should continue forward to, 3.26 or whatever. And to end a year, break out to, 4.5 all the way up to $6. That's kind of my range. I don't really see us going above $6, but who knows? Like, I would kind of be more in the camp for maybe just 4, but you could double from here. Why not? $6. We'll see what happens. I do think probably worst case scenario for ETH is double top with that old 2021 high. That's probably worst case scenario. I would say, probably best case scenario is at 7,400. I don't want to say you can't go higher than that, but we'll see. Hundo. Let's take a look at it. That looks pretty good too. I think you can ride back up to 150 at some point. Yeah, the next few months, maybe even the next month. I think everything looks pretty primed. You're not gonna. I feel like you gotta do something. You know what I mean? Ordi as well. I don't know why. If that can get that jump, if your average NFT and all that crap could double from here, people will be excited. You know what I mean? Your Mutant API Club. Oops. Your Mutant API Club fraction token. I don't know if this follows it completely, but trying to jump up there a little bit on some of these. The NFTs too have shown a little bit of strength. 1.8 ETH for mutants, but curious about the 24-hour volume here. Let's see. Apologies, obviously. That's been the big thing. They're up, but still down from the all-time high by quite a bit. Azuki was the one that really, fell off a cliff here. And now it's kind of still like, you know, I mean, not too much, but you know, that's just oversaturation. So yeah, we just looked at XRP. Look, I think you can get to $4 to $6 by the end of the year. I think in the short term it should go up a little bit more, at least. Bitcoin 120. A little bit more tariffs, but that could bring a red August, maybe. I mean, you do need, usually you get a summer low a little bit, unless you could qualify what happened in June as a summer low. I mean, I think for ETH it was enough, but yeah. I mean, I think you got another 2 weeks to a month, like the title says. That's what I think you got. And then we'll see what happens from there. Just thinking here. So yeah, we saw AVAX, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm just curious about, like some of the Bitcoin pairs at the moment. So yeah, like AVAX really lagged behind Bitcoin, but hopefully you're getting to that point. And I think there's some argument to make here. Yeah, there's definitely an argument to make for jumping up here. Polygon, a little bit of a jump. We don't look at that Matic chart because that's when it's too depressing. But 43% up, and if you get to your kind of next target, breaking up from here, you know, kind of almost a double or a double. So if you can double your money with this, that's pretty good. And then it does look a little bottomy against its Bitcoin pair, so we'll take that. And then if we look at others, I want to look at others versus ETH, because ETH has, no, it's the wrong. It should be ETH versus others, because ETH has outperformed them a little bit, and I think it may continue to do so for, I don't know, at least another month maybe. Unless, yeah, I don't know, I feel like it'll kind of continue. I mean, this is just choppy sideways for the past 5 years, so you probably just bounce around a bit. But you can come higher. When was this? Yeah, June of 23. Guess ETH had a good 23 to a certain extent, yeah. But yeah. The SBET did pretty well lately. Yeah, that jumped up so quickly. 200%. Kind of just ETH on leverage, doing what MicroStrategy was trying to do. And then this too here, reverse head and shoulders. So where could MicroStrategy top out by end of year? Well, I mean, I'm looking at maybe up to 850. That'd be kind of my max there. What would that look like? You might be able into October 850, and that would be, yeah. And what was that from your old peak? 500% doable. From your, like, if you bought this at the exact high in, you know, March of 2000, 100%. So yeah, there's that. I'm just curious, like, what if you were to, that's that point, yeah. And I don't know if, I mean, you could argue, well, many would argue these points don't really mean anything because they're so old. There's such a different scenario there, but then you're looking at 1,000. XCN, I've heard of it. I'm not the biggest Onyx guy, you know, biggest Onyx expert. Kind of jumping up a little bit, trying to jump up a little bit more there, 7 cents or something. I think you'll get up to 7 cents in a few months, yeah. Which is a lot from where you are right now, yeah. It's risky, but it could get back up to those areas. Algo was pumping like everything else, I think, or most things. There you go, yeah, 30 cents, so it doubled. And I think it should be able to hopefully keep going. I think you can get up to 70 cents by end of year at least. I mean, there's a lot of these could do a lot of shit, man. I mean, if you look at, like, if we want to do real freaking, you know, technical targets, like, you know, A lot of these can move up quite a bit into the end of the year. I'm saying they could. Some of them won't, but a lot of them can. A lot of them can and will, but some of them won't. You know what I mean? Some of them definitely won't. What was I going to say here? Oh, man. I'm trying to think. NVIDIA. That made a new all-time high. I'm sure Nancy Pelosi's happy. Where could that go into the year? Maybe 190, maybe. Although, looking a little overheated here. Take a quick look at the NASDAQ. So, that's the thing. I mean, I guess big point. I would guess you'd probably hold here unless more bad shit happens with the tariffs. But it kind of looks more bullish, at least in the short term. Can you get up to 600 by end of year or October even? Probably. That would kind of be the peak for the year or something. I mean, we'll see what 26 brings. I saw some commercial on CNBC a month or two ago, and it said the guy who successfully predicted everything by his online thing or whatever the hell. I don't know what he was selling, but it was like this is a good year, and then 2026 is going to be the crash. And I got 2020 right and 2022 right. And yeah, but that's what he said. 2026 will be the crash, but I think he'll at least be kind of right about crypto. I don't know about traditional markets; they may hold up a little bit better, maybe similar to what we saw in 2014, but I don't know. So yeah, but it's kind of like just keeps going. 1/3. I mean, where could Bitcoin go in the next 2 to 4 weeks? Probably 130. I mean that's what people maybe a lower, like 2 to 4 weeks. I would say we're in mid-August, mid-July right now. So, I mean that's 18th of August. I think it would peak before then, but something like that. While alts do pretty well, maybe something like that. Diminished version of that, definitely doable. So yeah. Just trying to think here. And by the way, guys, if you guys are interested in trading, check out the pinned chat for BloFin 20% off. Same thing for BYDFI 20% off with my link on your fees for life. Cash back on those for life. I don't think you're going to find that anywhere else. We're trying to get you guys that, so check it out. And no VPN required, no KYC required for either of those exchanges. If you want some good trade setups with a very high win rate, check out the Discord. If you deposit at least $100 on either of those exchanges, I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. So yeah, check it out. We got myself in there. Nightshade's done well in there. K-Mac as well. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of good potential. We looked at Algo. It looks good. I mean, I think we'll look at it again quickly. I mean, yeah, I think it'll do pretty well. I think we'll get back up to these areas. Right there, 40 cents or something. It looks really good to trigger wave in the 3 week. I mean, I think it could easily try to repeat, and that was a big jump. I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but it's doable, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I feel like base case for a lot of alts in general is that they won't make new all-time highs, but then again, a lot of them can, it's kind of tough to say, But I think it'll go up. I just can't tell you, exactly how much. Probably at least a double for most of these, 2 to 3x for most of these, I would think. I mean, where can Doge go? Excuse me. I mean, where can Doge theoretically go? I mean, if you're looking at trigger wave forming, I mean, I don't know if Doge will make a new all-time high, but it can get close to it. If we look at, let's look at a chart with more data like Binance here. You know, I mean, something like that probably take a long, you know, it's doable. 74 cents. I mean, it already hit almost 50, so I mean, it's doable. Try all that fear or whatnot. If we look at fear and greed here, fear and greed, 70%, 70 greed, it would tell us 2 to 4 weeks. Everything's kind of pointing to 2 or 4 weeks of, you know, general goodness. Ton of fear right here at these kind of, I think we did come down a little bit farther. I remember I was in Argentina during this one, and yeah, but we did recover. We pulled it off. XCN, we looked at that. Why not? Look at it again. I don't know. I don't know too much about this, but I do think you should be able to break upward back up to these highs, probably double at least, hopefully. It looks good. I mean, it looks like everything else, which looks pretty good right now. So yeah. Just want to look at 24. Yeah, I mean, let's see, Solana. There's the one people talked about, Pioneer, yeah. Bumped up. What is, that's, people have been shilling that or whatever. Didn't the website get taken down? I don't know what the hell happened with that, but I think the website got taken down, and then they, yeah, now they have a meme coin or whatever. Keep, yeah, anything to make more money, but yeah. Let's look at Luna Classic or whatever. After that, went to beyond zero, went to negative, and then keeps going down. How about FTT? I'm just curious about all the things that have gone to zero. That's another place it's sitting. That jumped up a bit in December, and then yeah. Just imagine still holding this. I mean, it's like the, yeah. Spell. Some witchcraft spells. It could jump. I mean, most of these are, you know, I don't think there's much, you know, use case here or whatever. I mean, it's on Coinbase, but you know, even they list everything these days, so, you know. There's always potential. The other one that looked pretty good was, this is the one CryptoFace used to talk about, AMP. You can get a decent risk-reward ratio with AMP. I don't even know if you can leverage trade this anywhere, but, well, 300 mil market cap, maybe you can. It looks decent. I think it'll jump up, made a higher low, so there's that. So yeah. Thinking here, oh man. Thinking about what we want to do here. Tesla too, I think will do pretty, especially the self-driving car shit. I mean, America Party ain't gonna, you know, just because you start a new political party, and I don't know how far that's gonna go, but that's not gonna make Tesla go to zero. You know what I mean? So yeah. Just thinking here. Advanced micro devices. That's still not bad either. Maybe it'll continue. I mean, I think Google, a lot of people have talked about and liked. Yeah, Google too. I mapped this out earlier, but you still probably could do a 2 to 1 almost there with that. When would it hit though? I mean, end of year you would hope. I mean, that's a big jump to 40% chip cheese. I don't know if you're gonna get that much, but yeah, 250. But I mean, you've been in this range for a while, a couple of years. You probably will break upward, especially with the self-driving. I mean, they own Waymo, right? So yeah, I don't know about that high though, but you know, you also go like this. Kind of the same place. 247, 257. So yeah. Robinhood. Big area, new all-time highs. Yeah, I think you can get up to that 130 by end of year. Maybe even higher, who knows? But yeah. I feel like that 2 week or I mean the same thing. I mean we're in the later stages of a lot of this rally. I mean I don't know about Robinhood, but especially for Bitcoin. I mean the next kind of 2 week bear. Well, I mean yeah, the next 2 week bear div. I don't. That even could that would probably be the early September, October. You may see that. Really, the 3 week red dot and the monthly red dot are probably the real place to get the hell out. You know, similar to it's kind of 3 strikes and you're out at this time. You know. 1 strike, that was most of it. 2nd strike, all of it. 1 strike, 2 strikes, you know. Well, I mean, here was obviously a little late, but look at actually regular. That one's a little bit better, but obviously, you know, a lot of the downwardness happened by then. But still went to 3,000 afterward. That one got it pretty well. That April, yeah, because it was sideways. Then it kind of crashed or whatever. So yeah, and then this was their second one. I mean, would have got at around 44 or something. Not terrible. That's the thing that gave. These took their time, kind of. But these were both more buy signals, and I think the next one, whenever that may hit, you know, a few months or something. I mean, this could go up higher. You know, it could be. I would say a minimum, probably the earliest October, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. But I mean, obviously, mainly bullish news, mainly bullish things going on right now. Take a look, see at VeChain. Taking its time, but that one should jump up to 2.5 cents. I mean, where could this go easily? Probably back to 75 cents at 3x, I think. Maybe even more. Maybe more. Monero, too, that had a little coming down there, but yeah. So yeah, just thinking here. What do you? And then by the way, guys, if you want to trade, check out 20% of your fees for life. BloFin link in the pin chat down below as well. Check it out if you guys are interested. Only my link down below. Same thing on BitFi. A lot of good trade steps in Discord if you're interested in that too. If you do sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100, I'll give you 1 free month in the Little Empire VIP Discord. Just open a support ticket with your UID. We'll get you sorted. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff there. Jump upward from that area. Apple's been the real laggard, yeah. But even that's probably gonna. I don't know. Everyone sold Apple. All the big money was like, nope, not anymore. Anyway, Palantir. That's a big AI one. Big place it's hitting right there. Bear div. It still looks like it's got more, but you'll probably see some type of pullback by 220, but it's still far from the one on the monthly, probably the next monthly red. A lot of stuff is shaping up for a top around October, 10 a year. It just depends how long you have that top, you know. Chainlink's a good one to look at. Let's see. I think you'll get back to 22. Yeah, you'll probably get back. I mean, hopefully end of month 22. Looking really good. I mean, the last time we had this was, when was this? October 24. I mean, it kind of is shaping up like that. I mean, you kind of had your bottom or whatever. You know, if you can do this, it's a higher high. You know, you could be even more lenient with it. This is like almost new all-time high. Maybe you get a, you know, it's, I think October. You can get close to those areas. So yeah, but I mean, DCing out from like October to December kind of makes the most sense. I mean, I know like when we had, you know, the areas like there, you know, when we had areas like over here where it was really ugly. I know a lot of people were, you know, or actually here, excuse me, April. People were scared. Now there's a little bit more greed. We're coming. A lot of people think we'll come back, and I think they're generally right. But you know, as I said, guys, you know, just it's about like just hanging in there, following the 4-year cycle, following the strategy. And I hung in there, and it wasn't fun at times. It really wasn't fun at times. It wasn't. Well, I mean, it wasn't hard because I wasn't playing and selling, but you know, it was annoying. But yeah, double bottom there, AVAX. I think AVAX get up to 32. Hopefully, 2 to 4 weeks, maybe even higher. Maybe even higher. So, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot here. DXY, I think, is going to start to finally come up. Yeah, hitting off of that area. Finally start to come up there. So, yeah, 97, 98, I think, is pretty chill there. Yeah. I don't know why this came to mind. Has PayPal done anything? I know that was kind of in the dumps for a while. Still is to a certain extent, yeah. It's like a meta. That's almost there, right? That point 900. I haven't heard of anyone talk about this in such a long time. Chili's looks kind of dead to me. It can jump like everything else. I mean, it looks pretty good with these, you know, some of these things in the 3 week. I mean, pick your poison. I mean, it could do something, but you know, yeah. I've not heard anyone ask about that in a while. What was that other one? I mean, there's a lot of generally dead products. Sand, I mean, that could jump here. They look good though. They do look good, but who knows what kind of future they have. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has fallen off cliffs. I'll tell you that much. But Louis, that's fallen off a cliff and a half. What was the there's Phantom, but that's they changed the ticker though. Is that still the same? I guess yeah. There's a new ticker or whatever. It could do well. It's probably going to break upward. It's been so choppy for a while. Farcoin E. That's, yeah, it's not. It's Farcoin USD, yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it's, you know. Let me just look at, like, I'll just see if there's more, yeah. It can jump back up to these areas, you know, to something. It could double potentially, maybe even higher. PayPay and Doge have the larger kind of trading volume, so I'd rather trade those, but, you know, Farcoin could do well too. Silver is probably going to get up to 41 or something. The DXY is probably going to jump, which I think could kind of take away from metals a little bit. I would think you may be in a double top for a little bit here. Like you hit that. I mean, I don't know. This is tough to say, but something like that maybe. And a lot of people kind of give up on metals again. Then you get a damn good decade into the. I think the 2030s will be more known as the metals decade. You know what I mean? Like hard metal, like hard rock. No, I'm just kidding. But that kind of area, the 2030s. I don't know. We could keep breaking upward. I mean, if you really look at, like, it was 01 and 11, about 10 years, pretty good, and then here to we're on the monthly. Here to 21, not so good, but not terrible. And then this decade, we'll see. We'll see if this decade could be good or if it's more like the 2010s. Not as good. You know what I mean? So, we definitely have to see. It's hard to say, man. I would think with the frickin' Dixie, with that kind of going up potentially, that would calm down for gold. People would say it should calm down crypto too, but there's nothing that could stop crypto right now. I'm just kidding, but But yeah, 3,200 would be pretty momentous. U.S. oil. That's gonna be. I think it'll generally come down, but we'll see. It should come down. What am I long right now? I'm long Doge, I'm long Chainlink, I'm long ETH, I'm long XRP. But some of those trades have had profits taken already. If you're interested in more info on that, check out the Discord down below. And always, guys, check out the links down below. BYDFI and BloFin, 20% free fees for life. Both my links are in the description. Pin chat pin chat down below for BloFin. Yeah, a little hot today. No AC here. A little hot for where I am right now. So apologies if I sound a little sluggish, but yeah, it's all right. Anyway, so yeah, let's see. We looked at Tesla. It looks pretty good. I think Tesla should come up. I think everything's gonna have a pretty good 6 months. Tesla probably can get back to these highs, 400 or something by the end of the year, maybe more, maybe up to 600. Definitely could outperform Bitcoin into end of year. I don't know, but I just want to see here. Yeah, it's bled a bit against Bitcoin. Could have a jump against Bitcoin. Bottom against Bitcoin was December of 2017. So yeah, ever since they acquired Bitcoin, it's kind of not as weak against Bitcoin. To be expected. Theta. I think it can jump here. It's been a little depressing. It is a higher low, kind of double bottom, kind of exactly a double bottom. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be extremely hopeful, but I think it could definitely get back up to, I think it could double from where we are right now, at least. We'll definitely have to see. Alts are still in a depressing area overall. They're getting something a little bit more, but, we'll see if that can last. And I think it will for most of them, but we just don't know. We don't know which ones theoretically are going to be the ones, the ones that completely last. But anyway, so it's that. I don't know if there's really too much more to talk about right now. I wanted to look at what's the best news site for crypto. Well, Probably Crypto X CT. Let's see if there's any Putin and Trump stuff. Wow. Gronk 4. It's funny too, like there's still people that are like writing articles about how like AI is dead and how it'll like never catch on and stuff, and I'm just like, man, it's just like, when has a technology so big and so, you know, transformative in people's lives never like caught on? Like we're gonna go backwards, like, man. I remember somebody like sent me an article because it was like high energy usage that it's not going to catch on because of that, and like I think he actually thought that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of times I like to always say like I could be wrong, but this is like one of them where I'm just like, oh man, like if I'm wrong, if that ends up being the case, man, you live in a weird world. If that ends up being the case, you live in a world that goes backwards, man. Tell you that much. Anyway. First World Series of Poker. Some of the ones they post aren't even real betting ones sometimes, I think. Interesting. No one really knows. Well, I mean, when is it too late to buy Bitcoin? That's the thing. It's like kind of like S&P 500 to a certain extent. You know, like when is it really too late? I mean, theoretically never. But, I mean, you know, it came out in 2009. You know, it probably will not have a 2030s decade like the 2020s were. So, I mean, I think you got one more bull run this year. One more bull run this decade, I would say. I guess it's possible. If you want to be as pessimistic as possible, 26 would be the drop. Yeah, 26 would be the everything drop. I don't know if that... I think it would more likely be 2030 that happens, like early 2030s. And then this cycle starts again, you know. Cycle starts again. Anyway, guys, we're coming down a little bit. Hopefully we hold here. I mean, it's probably not going to do that much more stuff today. Maybe tomorrow more. I mean, it's obviously hard to say, but everything still looks pretty good. I think you should, you know, I mean, you could definitely play out the bearish case here for a little bit, but I think you should inevitably end up to getting up to 129, 130K. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. So, yeah, guys, I will see you really soon. Really appreciate you guys smashing the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out the pin chat, 20% free fees for life with BloFin. Same thing down below with BYDFI, good deposit bonuses as well. If you guys deposit $100 in either of those, at least $100 in either of those, open a support ticket with your UID, and I'll give you 1 free month in Aldo Empire via Discord. A lot of good stuff there. So, yeah, I'll see you guys really soon, and good.